So since you passed 5 rooms, Waylon, you can use all of your magic. Malconius, if you could use your magic, could you use your magic? Corellis, you can use your magic gaze stun. What magic abilities do you have?
It's the only magic ability you have.
Anything?
Out of character?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like all of them.
I mean, like...
You need to know the levels of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a...
I'm sure I can use them
I only have one thing that's actually like a magical thing.
I think you can use everything except the Frenzy and the Vanish.
Wait, she can't and I can? Yours were lower level.
Sorry, you can use the Frenzy.
Okay, but not the Vanish.
Not the Vanish.
Okay.
I can use my Vanish then?
Your Vanish is racial.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Alright.
Oh, it's a race thing. I see.
Oh, so is it literally the number of doors you pass is the level spells you can get through? Okay, cool.
Having proven yourself at least proficient in magic after attempting the 13 Doors dungeon, you're allowed to practice some magic while within Dragon's Crest. Observing the trials has become a popular spectacle in Dragon's Crest, and several members of the college are gathered as you exit.
Sorry about that horrible display. I can't use any magic right now anyway.
I applaud you walking into the 13 Doors dungeon with no magic.
No, I do what I can. So we got our licenses? Yes?
Yes.
Are they pretty little cards?
Sure. It's a wonderful little card.
We need to go speak to Robert Dowdy. Thanks for watching. I'll be back here again sometime, by the way. Pretty soon here, within a couple, maybe a year or so. I'm going to have some, like, third circle wizardries and stuff I need to come test out. I'll be back.
We hear that a lot.
Trust me, it's coming.
Lying around that would be signature to the location of
What now?
We've technically already done the fuel war. But if you have those, do you have those?
Robert Davi is actually watching your performance.
Sorry, dude.
He's retired to his residence, but I can take you there.
Oh, you got that forward.
Luckily, I thought ahead and asked for
Arriving at the residence of Robert Davi, there is quite a crowd gathered outside. Most are hoping to have an audience with him before the Dragon's Court convenes. You are escorted through the crowd into the front door, where you are shown in and guided to a study that would rival most city libraries. As you walk to the edge of the first row, you see a desk on your right, a portrait of a gray kitsune on the wall, and a black kitsune seated at the desk. He looks up as you approach, moving to stand, and as he does, multiple tails are visible behind him.
It's like, there's a very low bow for that one, and he's like, holy shit. It was nice betting this.
Fanboying.
Alright, well, this is all you, buddy. I just wanted to help you with the dungeon I couldn't help you with.
So, Dottie, I am Yon Wayland. These are my compatriots. Malconius Stormshield, Corellis Undertow, and Kane Crystal. We wish to speak with you about Saria.
Yes.
We believe you might be being used, and your family has for generations. Say this, we have come into contact with a lot of information about some recent events that have been happening since the theocracy took power, and there are several of these that concern your family and Dragon's Crest as a whole. Like a wad of papers. Like, specifically these. I'll say Mike here. And frankly, it seems like he is trying to do his best to keep you in the dark of many of these things and how they connect together.
So, you would allege that the theocracy is trying to...
In this case, destroy magic.
They only seek to destroy what they cannot control.
And unfortunately, in light of a lot of new evidence, we've seem to believe that the Resic himself is, one, not an immortal, as you've probably heard rumors of, and two, is trying to work with the Beyond. Because many of his recent endeavors have involved dealing and using Beyond creatures in some way, shape, or form. And as we've discovered, one of the few ways to deal with creatures coming through is magic. And as one of the only major magical communities in the world, and at least probably one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, flat out, you would be a potential threat to any plans that he has. And I'm sure that any spies you have been going over troop movements, most of which rested at Jaspery, but also attacking Tarkalsis and making a full-on major push into many areas. Like, they probably don't want you in the war at the time being, but when their other neighbors fall, you would probably be high on the priority list.
And why would we be on their priority list?
As I said, you are one of the strongest proponents of magic, and even if you are a proponent of magic control, I'm pretty sure you would not take kindly to him trying to remove magic from Orn, especially considering what that could potentially entail. Since it would mean everything ceases to exist, since prime magic is life, nether magic is death, like elemental forces are the maelstrom, etc., etc.
And you would speak to me of the Beyond.
I've been there once.
You who've not yet to master the third circle.
I didn't say I got there myself. Right. I can't remember what level is no, it's level 9. Never mind. I know that because I wouldn't be able to get it otherwise. Okay. But I presume that you would have known all this. That's why I was just bringing together all the information that we had on it.
I will review your information and listen to your arguments later. I have to go to a meeting of the Dragon's Court. You are welcome to use my study as you see fit until my return.
Thank you, Sir Daddy.
I'm going to come to here and pop down while you guys figure out what to do.
I assume Brian will have us come back to that later.
I mean, you can go ahead now if you want.
For what? Oh, the warp?
So are you guys snooping or not?
I assume I would probably see what books he has around, maybe find something to read while he's gone.
This is a mighty library,
Well, you do that.
You got to be quick too. I mean,
Yeah,
concentrates of.
Yeah. So pretty much it's like, do we want to we wait for it to come back, or were you going to do that in like an online thing or something?
I mean, I got it right here.
Okay.
How long is the meeting of the Dragon's Court, guys? That sounds like something that would be really fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have much time today, unfortunately, Waylon. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
If you're cool with finding your own way back, I might continue on.
Yeah. It's like, go ahead.
All right.
Where are you going?
Back to Jasper.
Okay. I will.
Thank you for your assistance.
I just gotta stay here anyway to talk to you about the freaking Fuel War stuff. So I'm not telling you we're not be staying around for this at this point. I can help you with the dungeon. I did
Give me a
later.
second. What time is it? What time do I think it is? How long do I think the Jastrians have?
About an hour and 15 minutes.
Ugh.
You don't have
I'll wait with you for a little while, but then I can't wait forever. But I'll stay here with you for another one.
It's like, I don't think that'll be too much trouble here. It's just, if I don't come back by the time the Saurians attack, it's like, try to check out the tree, please.
Are you saying you don't want me to stay here with you?
as these guys, they value like the law, their own rules and regulations very highly. I don't think I'm gonna be attacked. So.
Okay. All right. I gotta go take care of something for Preston.
All right.
Good luck.
Now we wait for you to do your thing anyway.
Oh God. Oh no.
With Davy gone to meet with the Dragon's Court, you're left alone in his study. The room is filled with bookshelves and papers cover the desk before, over which hangs a portrait of a gray kitsune.
Any recognizable things about this particular kitsune? I don't know if that's Inspect Secret or what.
You using Inspect Secret on it?
Sure.
Give me a number.
3.
The painting was done by a skilled artist and depicts a great furred kitsune with 9 tails, obviously Shadowpaw, for who the line was named.
Makes sense. Wait, is he actually related?
Okay.
I go through like all the knowledge of kitsune lore that I have is like, was he related to Shadowpaw?
Not that you are aware of.
Not directly, but
He obviously is a Shadowpaw.
yeah. I was betting that, Brian. There's fanboying there. Yeah, so I just like poke around. It's like not going into like obvious personal effects and stuff like that. But like books, if there's anything useful, potentially interesting.
So you're just looking through the books?
Yeah. It's like if I find one that I might be interested in, it's like I might take it, open it, and stuff.
Give me an Inspect Secret.
5.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, given the size of the collection, most of the shelves of assembly are dust at the front. Only one book has recently been referenced, The Shunning of the Magics, first edition by Raytona Sinzadron.
Door open.
Give me an Inspect Secret.
4.
Opening The Shunning of the Magics, first edition by Raytona Sinzadron, you find a blank page protruding slightly from the book.
Up to that page.
It's a blank page.
Inspect aura.
There's not a strong aura tied to it.
Inspect magic.
Give me a number.
7.
As you examine the blank page, you realize that there is something there, not on the paper, but in it. Faint patterns of magic are visible, but they aren't in any languages you've seen before.
Translate.
Give me a number.
9.
After puzzling over the page for several minutes, you manage to decipher it. It's a list of names. 1. Traegard Maynard. 2. Esgir Anvilsmiter. 3. Carlin Thimble the Helpful. 4. Malconia Stoneshield. 5. Kresh. 6. Yu Whalen. 7. Falcus Carpenter. 8. Zara Dragonar. 9. Goose Igle. 10. Ling. 11. Ikara. 12. Adira Razfa. 13. Rock. 14. Francis.
I recognize the names, but the order doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, he's warned us about it. I'm trying to think, was there a mod we all went on at one point? Frank hasn't been that character for long enough. I look it over, make sure that's all that's on there.
That's all that's on there.
Back in. Return to look. And I guess I'll go to wait back to like looking around books until I find out what's going on, or I wait for him to get returned.
As you search Davi's study, suddenly you hear breaking glass as a figure swings into the room.
Oh, fuck! There's another Tingy.
No, it's another kitsune. You are one of us.
Yeah.
You believe magic should be free.
Oh dear Lord. I'm assuming you're one of Merlax's touch.
Yes.
So why are you here?
I'm looking for Davi. The Dragon's Court opposes change. It tries to apply rigid structure to magic. Magic should be free.
At the same time, it's like you could also argue that if it's free everywhere but one place, wouldn't that also make that the one place that changes occurred? There's the one exception to the rule.
Being is changing. That which does not change ceases to be.
But they are growing though. Thus it is changing.
Embracing transformation is the greatest truth of existence and cast aside the gross distinctions of form.
Oh, we just got into an immediate philosophical debate. Sorry, can you repeat that one again?
Embrace transformation is the greatest truth of existence and cast aside the gross distinctions of form.
But doesn't some magic also have unchanging reality to it, such as wizardry?
Wizardry is just a pattern to accomplish the change.
Exactly. But it does mean that there is easily that the form can be read. It just might not have made sense to us at this point.
The problem is imposing the form, not the nature of the form itself.
Yeah. But who's to say that this point of form that they've chosen to follow is not the right one, or the possible wrong one? But they haven't fallen yet, but neither has the rest of the world.
Dragon's Crest opposes change.
You started that one.
I did. One fire.
Why are we destroying books?
The Dragon's Court opposes change. They must be taught.
But they're books. It's like, how else are you going to learn from them? Conjure water. Or conjure water right on the thing.
One fire.
Conjure water.
One fire.
Conjure water.
One fire.
Conjure water.
One fire.
Conjure water.
One fire.
You want to try to spell in this thing?
Spell.
I wonder what happened when we tried that.
3 fire.
Hi! It's like we're saying. Case 3 fire.
I'm not moving for you.
I'm not here.
Like 1 time 3 3 gay sun. Like 1 time 3 crit.
The Kitsune is sent sprawling over Davi's desk, panting heavily. They look to you and smile, flames springing to their paws. I transform. The Kitsune's body is immolated in the blast as Davi's study is engulfed in flame. The room ablaze except for the painting, which seems unharmed. As your mind races with what to do, you hear another explosion nearby. Looking out the broken window the Kitsune entered through, you see the upper floors of the Dragon's Court tower on fire. You can already hear alarm bells sounding within the city. Yes. Well, if you're still in Dragon's Crest.
Well, how long did it take? Have they gotten to the dock yet? So that's the question.
I think they've left you.
Alright, that's fine. Did I get caught in any other explosions, or did my immune...
Burst 4 fire.
Immune.
Field push 10.
Immune?
You were standing in a burning study where an explosion just happened.
Conjure water, conjure water, conjure water. Like, try to... It's like, this is like the best library I've been in since the Ocean Tower. I'm trying to put out fires. I'm hoping that I'm not doing too much water damage to the book. Alright, if I can get the fire under manageable control, then I'll leave. And
okay.
Actually, no, wait, hold on, before I try that. Because you said the court tower is on fire. Fuck. Forget that, Davy. It's like, I'm going there.
You're going to the Dragon's Court tower.
If it's been exploded and there's probably wounded, yes. Wait, I'm looking at the name. Spanish.
Okay. The guards can see you.
He's like, I stop if they try to tell me to.
They try to stop you.
Stop.
Kitsune?
Reach in. It's like, I pull out my. Hold on, please. I'm pulling out my license. I just got this. Or would I just get it if I tried to blow things up?
To blow things up?
Did the rest of these have licenses?
We don't know.
Did any of the other ones stop to show you that I have proper authorization and I'm following the laws?
No, but we weren't looking for them at the time.
Well, actually, question. Have they blown themselves up with it? Because that's what happened to the one that attacked Mr. Davies.
You were in Davvy's office
I was waiting for him to return from the Dragon's Fish Council.
when the explosion happened.
Yes. If I was telling you this, do you really think I would be admitting to it?
Possibly. Depends on what you think your odds are.
Well, if I thought that I didn't have a chance to at least try to make this peaceful, I would be fleeing right now. Because you can obviously see my magic, so like trying to run seems like it's more sided than trying just not to get lynched by a mob that's all a bunch of kids in here trying to stop the people from stopping more explosions from happening.